where are you right now?
We are in Newport, Rhode Island.
Haven't been there.
It's amazing.
The questions over there. Gosh, this is crazy. You've only been a military spouse for 2 years?
Yep, it was 2 years in October.
That's amazing. I love the fact that there's already 2 deployments and 2 PCSs.
Yeah, that's been fun.
You're right on track. We did 23 moves in 30 years.
Gosh.
You're right on it.
Yes, and our wedding date changed 3 times because of deployment. So it was I learned real quick how to be flexible.
Pretty funny, pretty funny. Not at the time though, right?
To be honest, it was okay with me. I didn't care when we got married, so I was like, sure, whenever it works, let's do it.
I know, and I saw that you all were married at the Naval Academy.
Yes.
How fun. And was the bride pusher flexible for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got after me a number of times.
Oh. We almost missed the wedding. The limo driver got lost, so the groomsmen got there, but I didn't. So we went sprinting across the grounds. It was a good time. Yeah.
So as a fairly new spouse, what were your expectations going into this? Into the military, I should say.
So I had a lot of family in the military, so I grew up around that, and I studied part of military science in school. So I had a general understanding of what I was getting into. I think the part that was different for me and that I knew I had to learn was learning the different cultures throughout each move.
Yes.
So I know that everyone's, embraces you when you come up to the new neighborhoods. I knew that we were going to move a lot. I knew having a career was going to be different. But I think that was the biggest thing. My expectations were, this is going to be fun and hard.
Yeah.
Moves,
Have you found that each base almost has its own personality? For example, the West Coast versus the East Coast, completely different wardrobe.
Yes.
Yes.
Completely different. Completely different. It was a lot more laid back when we were in Monterey, California.
Absolutely.
When he was doing grad school, and now he's in a very strenuous school for his department head training here. And then the people themselves, the communities outside of the military that live here are very different, but it's been fun.
Okay, so as a newlywed, do you have any good uniform stories? Like, have you wrecked a pair of, camis or anything like that yet?
No, but something that I didn't know at the time, because I'd obviously not watched my family put on their uniforms, is at one point he was trying to do a quick change. I met him at the Great Lakes during his Great Lakes tour, and he was wearing his khakis, and I still don't know the name of them, but I didn't realize they had the little suspenders that hold up your socks. So he takes them off. He's like, you got to fold this, hand me these. I'm like, what is that? This is from like the 1920s where the men would wear their little garter belts or something. So that was really fun because I hadn't seen that.
They're great for flinging things across the room if he misbehaves.
And they snap at you too, so you get whacked every now and then.
Yeah. Now,
it's really my uniform story because I had never seen that before.
And a good one.
Yes, yeah. It's a little fun.
Now, with already having a couple deployments under your belt, do you have any family traditions?
So just for us specifically, the main thing during his deployments or times where, his workups is just saying goodnight. That's a tradition for us. Doesn't matter if it comes in the next day or 2 days later, but at least we can see the goodnight thing. I don't know why that matters so much to us, but that was just something where we're like, we want to go to bed and at least know that we thought about each other. So we find a way to say that.
It does matter.
Yeah.
It really does. And I hope that tradition carries on for you all. It's a great one.
Yeah, that's our little thing.
Sometimes it can be just the simplest thing.
Exactly.
That's great. Now, what are your favorite things to do with your fellow spouses?
I love learning about all their talents. I love meeting new people. I love going to the socials. I love meeting the groups. I like going to school and learning. So I like hearing all their stories, and I love hearing where they've lived. Especially, I've learned a lot of the aviators live in all the European countries, and I'm really jealous about. So I love hearing all their moving stories. I like getting to know them and hearing their experience, both in the military but outside too. Like you said, with the communities, everyone's different. So I love to just hear and learn from all the different spouses. I'm just very social. I love talking to them.
Then you've fallen into the perfect lifestyle, right? I always feel badly for someone who doesn't like to socialize.
Yeah, and it's hard.
It certainly lends itself to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, now clearly you're doing great things for the community, but tell us where your heart lies.
Yeah. So, my heart lies. So I love volunteering. So
Mm-hmm.
aside from that, I love the, um, like the investigation field in the sense of helping people.
Okay.
So I love putting the pieces together on crime stories when I worked with the police department or when I worked for Target in their investigations. And then I love helping put those pieces together and help the families through it. So with the crisis management part of it, we were
Okay.
able to fix all the pieces and get people back to normal, help their families through those incidents. So I really like helping in that aspect. It's kind of an unusual response, but
But isn't it amazing how these skills that we learn as military spouses can so easily be transferred and utilized in the civilian world?
100%.
And I don't think
Yeah.
that's something we could learn any other way.
No, exactly. And learning how to be so flexible, that
Mm-hmm.
helps tremendously.
It
And
does.
being
It does.
adaptable as a military spouse applies to anything outside of that too, as I'm learning.
Okay, so you work hard all day and weekend doing these great things for the military. How do you relax? What do you get to do for fun?
I love being outside,
Mm-hmm.
hiking, camping. Husband's not a big fan. He likes being on the ships, but I like to go out into the woods and do that type of stuff and explore. Traveling's something I love to do. I like to go to all the little small towns and eat a lot of food, specifically pretzels and cheese. I'm a connoisseur of that. I like to do that too, but it's a lot of traveling, anything outdoors for me. Just love being outside.
Did you try the crab pretzel in Annapolis?
No,
Oh, see, now you have a destination.
no, I've never heard
It's
of
the
it.
biggest soft pretzel, bigger than my head, and it's covered in crab dip.
Oh,
And
from
then
Putzers?
they have them, but so does Davis's Pub. Not to give them a plug, but
Sorry. Amazing.
Yes.
Oh, I'll have to try that.
it is a must. You have to try them.
Perfect.
Yeah. Now, what message would you like to send to all of our amazing military families?
I think the biggest thing is that, and it sounds a little cliche, but in all honesty, like we are all here together. We all have different
We are.
struggles. We all have strengths and opportunities, and we can help balance each other out for that. And I think we need to always remember that it's okay that you might be struggling in something and it's okay to ask for help and vice versa. Everyone has to remember that we are here for each other and that we all do have something that we can give to one another.
You know, it's so interesting you say that. I found that as a military spouse, and I can't quite put my finger on it, maybe you can, why it's so difficult for us as military spouses to ask for help when we're the first to give it, but receiving it can be a little hard.
Yes. Well, that applied to me in the workforce too. Very type A, and I think we always try to give up that front that we're extremely strong, which we are. And we don't want people, to think that we might have some opportunities because who wants people to know about that? But I think, knowing that we're comfortable, being comfortable and learning how to be okay with that amongst each other. I mean, this is a very
Right.
special community that we're in. So
You are so right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, I'm very thankful to be here. Like you said, a new spouse, so it's been amazing to learn. Armed Forces Insurance Military Spouse Magazine, they've just been amazing.
They're fabulous.
Yes, and teaching so much, and I thank Sandboxx for being in this. I had downloaded that app and was showing my husband. He thought it was amazing.
Well, thank you. We love to hear that. We love to
Yes.
hear that. Well, personally, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your service. And I can remember as a Marine Corps wife, so many people would say that to me, and I kind of look at them like, really? I didn't really do anything. But it's not since my husband retired 2 years ago that I really get it, that we actually did do something. We made a huge, huge difference. So thank you, whether you get it now or later. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay,
All right.
that sounds great. It was a pleasure to chat with you.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.